We're almost underway.
I'm ready.
Don't expect me to be a pushover.
Round one. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Gets a chance with that jump in. It's the start of the round. How will they start their approach? That was a solid anti-air. Wow, shut down. Player one with the life lead. Okay, both fighters have taken a long step back. They're both looking to reassess the fight. The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. The impact gets blocked. Both fighters are looking for a way to fill up their super art gauge. I want to see how they manage that SA gauge here. Player one creates a good corner opportunity. Knockdown. Projectile to try and change the situation. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game teams. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. This stun might mean the end of this gets. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Fight.
Goes for the jump in to start. They both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Player one chases them down. They've got to be careful not to overextend or their opponent might go for a side switch. There's a change of sides. Gets out of the corner. Goes air to air and takes their turn. Confirm on the impact. Not a counter, but they'll take it. Smart play with the throw. Checks with a meat, crowns him from above. Life lead is there, but still throws him. Fights out of the corner, back to the center of the stage. Reads the jump in perfectly. Gets the corner switch. It might be some time for payback. No way. No signs of letting up from out of the corner. What are they gonna do? Time to go for no critical. That was the highest if I've ever seen. Gotta hand it to both of our fighters. They put on a real clinic for us. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Jumps up. Pressuring the situation with the charge in. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player one has used up all of their drive gauge. They need to hold out. Player one in that dangerous burnout state. Grabs him. Knockdown. Checks him with the projectile. This is the range where things get messy. Can they utilize their reach or bait each other out? Life lead opens up. Player one is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers can turn this around in their favor. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Jumps. Up tap to close it. Player two picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling.
Round two. Fight.
Immediate jump in. The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Experiencing burnout. Dashes forward. Not shy with the grab. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive game. Now's the time. Got him up against the wall and the stun is there. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Life lead is there, but still anyone's game. Put the exclamation point on that with a yo critical art now. Gets the counter hit and the win. Player two brings it home. Let's see if
Comes a new challenger.
how's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Round one. Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? That was a solid anti-air. No good up high. Any developments early in the round will set the table for the rest of the fight. Lots of aggression from both sides. Okay, takes them all the way to the corner. They've got nowhere to run now that they're in the corner. Nails the anti-air. Blocks the ambiguous cross-up. Grabs him. Takes a trip. Was looking for that jump attack. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Life lead opens up. Where is their opening? Great work finding the opening. Player one chases them down. Experiencing burnout. What'll happen if that last attack took some courage? Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Spends the gauge on the drive rush. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. They're still feeling each other out. Their spacing is burnout activated. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Quick breather. Jumps in. Not much life difference. What's going to happen here in the latter half of this round? Jump! This is gonna hurt. Scrapping it out up close. Yo, we're dealing with a real gambler here. Low on life and is still willing to risk it all on this critical art to deal the cash money damage they need. Player one, what are you jumping in for? Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. We're finally ready to begin this long-awaited fight. Our players look, Brock brushes that off and keeps going. Strings it all together. Decent damage. What's next? Oh! Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Gets out of the corner and creates some distance. Got their eye on the air. Very solid corner switch. Opts for the air-to-air encounter. Did well to get the buff in there. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Decides to buff up while they can. Condor Wind is fully stocked now. Lily's neutral game is now even more dangerous. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Solid blocking. Time's the only thing moving here. The Condor Wind added a bit of juice to that attack. KO! Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Did well to get the buff in there. Still very early in the round. Keeping track of the opponent's movements, waiting for a good opening. Still slugging it out at this range. Connects with medium kick. Jumps up. Gets the jump in. Player one can't use any drive moves without burning out. Jumps. Max SA gauges. Unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Hit the drive. Are we gonna see a comeback here? Sure do. Amazing. Tries to act quickly but with the attack. Player two turning him inside out and KO. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. How is this rematch going to play out? Are we going to witness a blow-up here? Puts one in the pocket. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Good anti-air. There's a punish counter. This can lead to something very big if they can capitalize. Goes for the command grab. Player one chases him down, capitalizes on every mistake, and picks up the perfect KO. Player one picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. A brave forward jump there to start. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. They decide to take a breather to regroup. Out of range, relatively safe. Player two can't use any drive moves without burning out. Drive gauge gap here. Player two will look to apply pressure here. Blocks it. What'll happen here? Goes for the rush. Hits them with a stop and pop. Were they baiting them into that? Burnout activates. Player needs to use the threat of the corner. Note cleared for landing. A lot of pressure building up. Will this super art do anything? And chisels him down. We're going into the final round tied up. Which fighter has it in them to grind out the win? Nothing stops this train. Quick dashing. Jumps up in with the crosser. Excellent jumping. Rose absolutely refusing to give up. Gotta do better than that. Player 1 needs to crown them from above. Close range projectile. Jinrai, player 1 has a full drive gauge but is on the brink of death. Here comes the corner pressure. Both sides getting ready. Oh, the drive impact doesn't work. Noticeable life lead, just what they were after. Player 2 was an absolute beast. This is gonna be a 5-star match. Get ready for history to be made.
Fight.
Here we go. What are these fighters going to do? Player 1 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. With the forward throw, the battle in the corner continues. Player 1 is in burnout. Drives off the table. Throws them. What's next? Player 2 is almost dead, but some clutch drive moves and a few prayers could turn this around in their favor. Gets them. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Jumps in. Nice counter. That counter's got to have rattled them. Player 2 has the life lead. Can they use it? Changing up the beat with the hidden barrier. They quickly get backed into the corner of the stage. What'll happen here? Checks with them experiencing burnout. Player 2 has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. This is the time to use fireballs to chip away at an opponent. Full S connects with the throw. And they create an opportunity for themselves to go out of sight. The fighters, this is gonna hurt. What a finish! Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Close range anti-air in the clutch. Ooh, what a smart blow. Breaks the block with a throw. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Pumps the brakes on the impact. Excellent block to shut out the impact. Solid anti-air. Plenty of health, full gauges. Let's go. Gets the go out of sight. Vagabond forever turning it right up with a super. Didn't hesitate going for the kill with that super. Did not miss that chance and takes the round. Player 1 is a force to be reckoned with.
Round 1. Fight.
We're here in the first round. Tricky hidden variable. Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. Fireballs are risky, but if the opponent doesn't jump, they're one of the best ground game tools. The throw is escaped. These two fighters are perfectly synced. The drive impact nets them a sweet punishment. Takes them all the way to the corner with that. Good job here in giving themselves a chance to gain the upper hand. Gets the jump in. Throws them. What's next? Adds a little super juice into this combo for more damage. Player 1 can't afford to get hit again, but still has a chance to take the round if they can find openings to use their drive. Picks up the win with the projectile. Good read. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player 2 chases them down. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. The fighters continue to check each other in the early going. Box him with a target combo. Forward throw, not letting them out of the corner. Going wild with the throws in the corner. Player 2 doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. Breaks the block with a throw. Player 1 will look to apply pressure here. Barely blocks the jump in. Both fighters planning something. Manages to block the jump in attack. Noticeable reads the jump in perfectly. Player 2 has the chance to win the round if they can put their drive to good use. This unleashes some big damage. Looking to follow up after that target combo. Goes out of sight. Didn't hesitate going for the kill with that super. Puts him on a t-shirt with that finish. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Opens with a jump in. Good decision with that throw. Going in. Connects with the throw. That throw will do some good damage. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Solid anti-air. Both fighters can't use drive. What are they gonna do? Drive gauge is almost out. Use them well. Tricky hidden variable. Throws them. Amazing. Turns out. A jump anti-air in the clutch. Sticks out a kick. Goes out of sight. There's the burnout. Arc step. Both sides getting ready. Player 2 breaks through with the throw. Player...
Here comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Wishing you on the scene. My pleasure.
Round 1. Fight.
Let's see what they try to do here in the first round. They're not gonna allow any jump-ins. That was a solid anti-air. Wow, shut down. Both fighters are pretty much unscathed. What are they thinking here? Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. The fighters are at a standstill. What's going on through their heads? Decides to buff up while they can. Condor Wind is fully stocked now. Lily's neutral game is now even more dangerous. Player 2 is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. Throws them. What's next? Takes a big gamble and rips out a KO. Player 2 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Immediate jump in. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out is so vital. Did well to get the buff in there. Both fighters are looking for a way to get in, but there's still time to feel out the situation. Both fighters planning something? Player 1 chases them down. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Swoops in with a dive. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. A quick breather. Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive moves now. So little life left. Doing some quick planning? Player 1 is dominating this match. Dashes up. Not much movement, but the thinking caps are definitely on. That's a big KO. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Opts to create anti-air in the clutch. Gets a shuriken off the panic. Big throws him. That throw will do some good damage. Player 2 can't let this simmer. Pumps the brakes on the impact. They can't squander this punish counter chance. Player 2 needs to wait this out. Ooh, you crossed that off. It turns out. Both sides getting ready. Player 2 hooks them. This is going to deal some big damage. Closes it out. Player 2 faced a giant and walks away unscathed. What a win! It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Condor dive. Swoops in with a dive. That's the jump in they were looking for. They don't want them out of that corner. Player 2 pushes the opponent and parries the jump in to shut it down. Nice stuff. They timed their parry to activate just as the jump in was coming and triggered the perfect parry. Side switch. Now they're on the defensive. Does not want to get stuck in the corner. Coming through. The throw misses. Reads them. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is get some. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. Nails the anti-air. Grabs him. Good work staying in throw range there. Jump. Hits him with a vagabond edge. Tries to catch him out with the arch step. What'll happen here? Player 2 has the chance to win the round if they can closes it with a classic corner throw. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Jumps in. More fuel to the fire. Cook them up. Can they make the most of this? Player 2 reads the jump in perfectly. They just said, get that jump in out of here. Player 2 knocked them out of the air. Player 2, there's a burnout. What are they gonna do? Both fighters' drive gauges might be burned out, but the fire still blaze. Does it? Bob Frankovich fights back with authority. Jump, clutch, anti-air. A real test of nerves here. Player 1 may be able to pull a fast one, especially sets up with the jump in. Gotta do better than that. A jump in? They are done! Player 2 straight up outplayed them. Talk about a David and Goliath situation.
Comes a new challenger.
How's this match gonna shake out? It's gonna be exciting to see.
Showtime, baby!
My pleasure.
Round 1. Fight.
All right, first round. What's going to happen? Goes for the low kick.
Baby!
Picks up some damage with a long-reaching attack. Both fighters have plenty of health. Where is this match going to go? Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Steps in for the throw. Lots of aggression from both sides. No good up high. All right. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Projectile to try and change the situation. Very solid corner switch. Life lead is opening up, but that could still be overcome with smart drive use. Good job blocking the jumping. Oh, Life Legal digs in deep to get that drive in. Player 2 has completely and a super activation, looking to score some juicy damage. Counting on the super to do the job. Both fighters are just about done. Smart decision there. The chip damage was enough. Player 1 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on.
Round 2.
Checking their reactions with a fireball? The next round is beginning. What's gonna happen now? Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Player 2 has the meter lead. With this kind of gauge gap, they'll want to think about when to use it and not be trigger happy. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? A good chance here to recover the drive gauge or figure out the next step. They gotta make sure not to splurge with that drive gauge and leave themselves vulnerable. It'll be interesting to see how both players utilize their drive gauge to dictate the terms of the match. Running up a kick, it's a good spot to use the super. Uses the gauge for the super. They're not playing around here. Player 2 is working with a better gauge. What can they do with it? They're backed up into the corner. Goes for the jump in. Burnout activates. Both fighters planning something? Are we gonna see a comeback here? Anti-air in the clutch. They exchange blows. What's this? Closing moments of the knocked them out of the air. Will this super art do anything? Off for the freezing hop. That combo finishes it. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. Open clutch anti-air. Player 2 won out those close scuffles, and now they gotta have a plan for the next round. Shrugs that off. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. That's gonna leave them rattled. Watch out! Typhoon coming through. There's a drive impact. Oh, putting the cherry on top. My girl's flying. Risky play, but it pays off. I can't believe it. Noticeable life lead. Perfect execution with the anti-air. Dangerous range here. How did they anticipate that jump in? Player 2 delivers the upset. That's one for the replay.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Somehow manages to block the jump in, showing some real tenacity. That attack landed for a counter hit. They'll have to decide how to follow up. Player 2 pushes the opponent into the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Player 2 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. How much damage can they deal before the opponent's drive gauge replenishes? Holds out with a block. The jump-in is denied. Decides to meet them in the air. Drive gauge finally recovers. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Player 1 and a super activation. Looking to score some juicy damage. Taking stock. KO. Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? Not having the cross-up. That drive impact doesn't get through. You can block impacts, but you're gonna lose some drive gauge when you do. Condor Wind is fully stocked now. Lily's neutral game is now even more dangerous. Drive gauge management here. Jackknife maximum cuts clean through him. Still scrapping for control of the space. Up into the air off the just cool. Player 2 is barely hanging in there, but can still mount a comeback using their drives. They back the opponent. There's the impact. Not letting that go unpunished. Noticeable closes it out. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Dashes up. Gotta do better than that. Player 1 managed their drive gauge well to create lots of opportunities for themselves. Let's see if they can maintain this rhythm. Goes to the air. Good judgment there. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Huge chance after that wall splash. That's super art to show them what a PhD in fighters can do for you. Takes it all on the super. Not shy one bit about it. Are we gonna see a comeback? There's a burnout. Over in a flash. Player one is a force to be reckoned with. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Ooh, it looks like the Wade brushes that off and keeps going. The jump-in is denied. Nothing but air for the impact. Whipping a drive impact opens a huge window to get punished. Player one chases them down. Grabs them, knocked down. Player two doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. We have one player in burnout state, which means they'll have to continue the fight temporarily without using any drive-reliant moves. Player two is in burnout. Drives off the table. In a dire situation, they can't afford any mistakes. With the life gap opening up, they need to lean hard on their drive usage. This is the range. Charges forward. Oh, KO. Player one takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with? How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Who will gain control of the match in the early going? The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Player one holding on to that corner advantage. Hits them with a stop and pop. Super hearts on deck for both fighters. How they approach the situation will be interesting. Player two will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Springs forward with the drive rush. Closes the distance. Mexican Typhoon. Drive rush to keep it going. Big time lift. Ends it all on the super. Not try one bit about it. Player two has depleted their drive game, but they are still within range to win this round. There's no blocking that. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
special. Online.